It's been a while since we've been to Gordon Murray Design prototype shop, but I understand some big progress has been made on the prototypes. Let's go have a look. This reminds me of being a driver and that first moment of seeing your new car taking shape before your eyes at the start of a season. I know everybody here at Gordon Murray Design is so excited to see this car running. I know you are too, and especially the owners. But I think one man's excitement trumps everybody else. Gordon, how close is this car to running?
Well, we actually fired this up yesterday for the first time. That's always an exciting part of prototype assembly. And it'll have its shakedown test next week.
So it's ready to go, finally. Fantastic. It's just looking at it quickly, I can see all these bits that we've talked about in the past when they were on a bench, but to see them now included in the finished product is
yeah, it's always, I love this bit, you know, the first assembly. This is actually XP2.
Yeah, why not?
It's ahead of XP1 because this is the cold weather test. So this car is going to do ABS, ESP testing on what we call low MULE surfaces, so slippery surfaces. So we pulled this ahead of XP1 so we can catch some winter testing.
So when they're doing the winter testing, are you expecting people to drive T50 in those type of conditions, or is it just a more efficient way?
No, it's actually just to calibrate the ABS and the ESP. You need very low MULE conditions, and a wet road isn't enough, so it's on ice basically.
Oh. So, and a consistent level of grip.
Yeah, I don't expect people to go out in minus 30 in this, but it would be okay if they did. So,
so what's the life of this car going to be?
This car, or most of the prototypes, we're building 11 altogether, and most of them will run for the majority of this year. So we start pre-production cars in October. So between now and October, all the prototypes will run. I mean, even George, the MULE car, is running the whole of this year.
Yeah, good old George is still running.
Yeah, it's a fantastic amount of work, because the updates from that, of course, get fed into these cars. So really invaluable information on the engine, the transmission and the clutch we've had from George, and all those mods have been put into these prototypes in here. But when you think about it, 24 months ago this was just a concept, and we've got a running car in 2 years.
That sounds impressive, but to give everybody an idea, what is a normal trajectory for a program like this?
Well, we can do stuff in roughly half the time. So for a bigger car company, it would have taken 3 to 4 years to get where we are now. And of course, we're January, so we're exactly 12 months away from production.
Wow. First thing I noticed, it looks a bit busier than I would have expected, a lot more cables and stuff.
Yes,
what's going on?
This car
looks heavy.
This car is quite messy, to be honest, and that's because we have a huge amount of sensors on early cars, and telemetry and boxes that collect the information. So there's probably 3 times the amount of wiring on this car that will be on the production car. So there's a lot of stuff on here that just won't be on production. I'm used to that now, but as we've progressed with technology, there's more and more stuff that you can measure live, as it were. So we have, you know, miles of wiring on the thing that won't be there.
Let's have a look at some of the details.
Well, the back end's pretty busy.
Yes, it is.
So, as I say, we fired this up yesterday, so I can't wait to hear this actually on a track. You know, the little titanium exhaust valves go on here, which control the flow either through the silencer or out the pipes.
And is that for noise regulations and stuff?
Yeah. So, and you can see these are what look like the world's longest wishbones, because
they are pretty substantial, aren't
they? Yes, they're lovely forgings, but they go all the way to the transmission. So we save by having the transmission and the engine semi-structural. They're still rubber mounted, so you don't get nasty vibrations in the monocoque. But by having them mounted on there, we save any frame. The actual structural part of the monocoque stops around where the spring is. So there's nothing back here, and that saves around 20 kilos, not having a frame at the back.
The packaging challenge for this. I'm just thinking about putting the, you've got the ducting for the fan and everything.
Yeah, this really was, because it's not a big motor car, so it's a real challenge. I mean, this is getting on for what I would call Formula One packaging because of the aero. You can see the big gap we've got for the diffuser. But of course, on top of that, you have to get from the fan, which sits here, you have to get out and down through all that with the ducts to the kick on the diffuser.
It would seem to me that it'd be easy for sort of mission creep to come in. You can make it a little bit bigger, a little bit, you know, and then you lose the singularity of focus.
I think, you know, it's just like the reason why we can do a car quicker. We're a small, flexible, tight company. So we make decisions, or actually, if we go down the wrong road, we can change direction really quickly, which bigger companies can't. And the packaging is like that too. If we hit a bit of a brick wall on packaging, we all get our heads together and it's fixed the following day. You know. But it has been a challenge.
Well, that wouldn't be any fun if it wasn't.
Yes.
This bit, I just cannot wait to hear the noise at 12:1.
It's going to be something else. And
the good news is it's going to be as nice in the driving seat as it is back here, though, which is not the case in a lot of cars.
I love actually from the back here, I love the view when you've got the engine covers and the doors open. It looks like some crazy insect trying to take off, you know.
Yeah, it does. It's very cool. So the next time we see XP2, it will be on the test track.
That's right, and next week. I've already had a chat with the test team. Traditionally, I drive the cars first, so I definitely want to be in this thing before anybody else, and I really can't wait.